Please be seated. Good evening. I'm Gary Green, President at Forsyth Technical Community College. Board of Trustees, platform guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the students completing the commencement requirements at Forsyth Technical Community College, I extend to you my sincerest and warmest welcome to these commencement exercises as we come together to confer degrees, diplomas, and certificates. The college faculty, administration, staff, and students are pleased to see such a great turnout tonight. At this time, I would like everyone to please turn off their cell phones and electronic devices. As you have observed, we have a number of special platform guests, but before introducing them, I'd like to recognize some other groups in the audience. Our graduates here are certainly the most important people here tonight, and they'll be recognized in a few minutes. But many of our graduates are here tonight because of the support that they have received from some very special people, family and friends who have supported them throughout this endeavor. And I'd like to ask our graduates to join me in applauding these special people who have assisted you in reaching your goals. Another group we want to stand and be recognized. Now I'd like to introduce our platform guest. Several members of our Board of Trustees are present. This board represents the community and is the official policy-making body for the college. Would the trustees please stand and remain standing while I call your names? Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Mr. Alan Proctor, Chair. Ms. Ann Bennett Phillips, Vice Chair. Ms. Tammy Duggins. Mr. Ed Jones. Ms. Andrea Keppel. Dr. Ken Sadler. Mr. Paul Wiles. And Mr. Dylan Talley, who is President of the Student Government Association and Student Representative to the Board of Trustees. We appreciate your service and commitment to Forsyth Tech. Thank you. Also on the platform are our vice presidents. Please stand and continue standing as I call your name. Again, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Dr. Jewel Cherry, Vice President of Student Services. Dr. Rachel Damaris, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer. Ms. Wendy Emerson, Vice President of Business Services. Mr. Alan Murdoch, Vice President of Economic and Workforce Development, and Dr. Joel Welch, Vice President of Instructional Services. Thank you for your leadership and your commitment to Forsyth Tech. We'll introduce our speaker in a moment, but are there any elected officials in our office, in the audience tonight? If so, please stand. We appreciate the continuing support of our elected leaders for Forsyth Tech and for our students. Now I ask that everyone please stand for the singing of our national anthem this evening by Ms. Sonia Bennett Brown, Adjunct Faculty, Humanities and Social Sciences.
Oh, say, can you see by the early light. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Ms. Bennett Brown, for a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. Please be seated. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce this year's distinguished commencement speaker, Dr. Anthony Atala, a man of remarkable accomplishment and vision, whose life is an inspiration to us all. As you can see by his bio in our commencement program, he's a pioneer in the field of regenerative medicine, working out of laboratories, the Wake Forest Institute for Regenerative Medicine, right here in Winston-Salem. Before I move on, I want to explain in simple terms, if that's possible, what regenerative medicine is. It's an exciting new field of science that has the potential to revolutionize healthcare by growing tissues and organs like kidneys and bladders in a lab and then implanting them into patients to help cure disease. Sounds like science fiction, but it's really not. This technology is real, and it's amazing to think that this work is going on right here in our community. Dr. Atala was born in Peru and grew up in Florida. He was inspired to go into medicine. His extraordinary professional achievements have been recognized in many ways. Discover magazine listed his work as the #1 top science story of the year in the field of medicine in 2007. U.S. News & World Report named him one of 14 pioneers in medical progress of the 21st century. The American Association of Retired Persons said he was one of the 50 most influential people in making life better. And Scientific American named him one of the world's most influential people in biotechnology. We are especially grateful for the partnership that Forsyth Tech has forged with our speaker and the Institute for Regenerative Medicine. Thanks to his willingness and his commitment to inspire, train, and educate the future bioscience workforce in cutting-edge research technologies, our students and faculty have benefited from the innovative learning taking place at the Institute's labs through internships and other work. Many of our students now work at the Institute. Many of our graduates work at the Institute, having been hired after their experience there. Please join me in welcoming a good friend of Forsyth Tech and this year's commencement speaker, Dr. Anthony Atala.
Thank you so much, Gary, for those wonderful comments that you made about your students, your faculty, your trustees, and thank you so much for your kind comments just now. I am delighted to be with that range from the age of 17 to 70. It is amazing to be here with all of you today and in this great institution that is such a great asset, not just to our community, but to the country at large, with programs such as the National Biotechnology Workforce. I know that you too have received a good education and will make great contributions to the workplace in the future. I have known and admired your president, Gary Green, for many years. I have known the work that he has done for a long time, and I know many of your teachers who do such a great job at imparting their knowledge, so I am delighted to be able to share this special occasion with you. First, and most important, let me congratulate you on what you've accomplished. Many of you work full-time or part-time while you pursued your studies here. Some of you juggled school and family responsibilities. Some of you are first-time graduates. Some of you are here retooling your lives and careers. Others have put life events on hold while you pursued your education. But in spite of the struggles, the hard work, and the time it took, you persevered. And guess what? You made it. I hope you feel very proud of yourselves because you deserve it. To the family members and loved ones here and those who could not be here but supported you on this important journey, a very special thanks is deserved. You're about to begin a new and exciting phase of your life. Whether, again, it's your first degree or whether you're just retooling for your future career, my job as commencement speaker is to share some advice as you start on your new journey. So commencement speakers are known to give a wide range of advice. Some encourage you to go after you get your degree and change the world. Others give practical advice. In his commencement address, Stephen Colbert told graduates that being pre-approved for a credit card does not mean you have to apply for it. And one speaker urged graduates to back up your hard drive. My advice falls in the middle of this spectrum. It is how to go about to get the best of your life after you get this degree, whether it's your first degree or your second. We all get a chance at life, and none of us want to get at the end of ours and have big regrets, right? Regardless of your age. But how do we make that happen? Living your best life may sound simple, but it can take serious work and planning. So I'd like to share with you 3 ideas that are important that I believe can help you make it happen. Number 1, and closest to my heart, is to discover your passion. Have you ever been doing something you loved and you lost track of time because you were so focused on what you were doing? That's what I mean by passion. Something that excites you and engages you to the point that it takes you outside of yourself. Part of living the best life is to find something you can be passionate about. For some people, it's their work. My mentor is a physician in Boston who is still practicing medicine at age 85. He still goes to the operating room every week. He enjoys it so much, he has no plans to retire. He wants to die doing what he loves. In a similar vein, Dr. Oliver Smithies, a 90-year-old geneticist and Nobel laureate, recently gave an address at another nearby school where he said, quote, "I haven't done a day's work in my life. Don't do something that is work for the rest of your life. Find something that you enjoy." End of quote. So considering how much of our lives we spend working, his advice is actually very wise. It is a definite blessing if work can be your passion, but many people can also find their passion in other ways. Considering how much we do work, there are people who can do other things outside of work. For example, I met a photographer who told me he really likes his job, but he saw it as a way to fund his real passion, which was taking mission trips every summer to underserved countries. Some people are passionate about exercise and run marathons. Others love to garden or paint or do volunteer work. You name it. There are millions of options. The key is to find yours and to make it yours for the rest of your life. Again, whether you're young or old, never too late to start. Number 2 on my list is to envision your best life from this day forward, and then to figure it out. How can I make it happen? I am sure you've all heard the idea of having a life map or a basic plan for what you want to accomplish. So all of you here are already experienced goal setters. You decided that coming to Forsyth Tech was important to you, and you made it happen. You realized you wanted to do a certain kind of work, and you got the training that you needed. So traditionally, life maps have all been about careers. For example, do you want to get additional training in your field? Do you want to open your own business? But I believe that the world has changed, and it has changed so much that a new kind of life plan is called for. In addition to your career, I think it's also important to consider other facets of life when making a life plan. Do you want to do some traveling? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to be a parent? Do you want to be a grandparent? Do you want to have a healthier lifestyle? Without dreams and goals, it is highly unlikely you'll take actions to reach your best life. So take the time to dream. Everything is possible if you dream. What do you imagine as your best life? When you're doing this, remember that the dreams and goals should be yours. It should be your vision of what is, for you, your best life. Focus on goals that will give your life meaning, and goals which will feed your mind, soul, and spirit. Don't make certain goals because you think that's what you should do. Those should statements can only serve to limit you and will drain you of energy. Your next step is to take action to get there. And nowhere in the history of time have we had the luxury that we have today to accomplish our dreams. So much of this information is at our fingertips, through the internet, through social networks. Everywhere around us, opportunities abound. Seek them and go after them. This brings us to my third piece of advice, which is be open to change. The thing about a life plan is that it must be flexible. After all, life changes, and so do you. And in fact, that is why many of you are already here, getting a second degree, retooling for the future. But don't think that you have to stick to your plan at any one time. Beginning at a young age, I had my heart set on being a doctor. When I almost was finished with my training, I got an offer to spend extra time doing research. And I didn't want to do it. I wanted to focus on taking care of patients. My mentor and my wife together talked me into taking this research experience, and it changed my life. I loved research, and I found a way to combine the two careers. Today I spend my time taking care of patients and doing research. But my point is to try new things. Had I not been exposed to that experience, I would have never pursued that path, even though I was at the end of my career in terms of training. So I ask you to do the same. Be exposed to as many things as you can, because you never know what is that one thing that will change your destiny. So flexibility is important. And speaking of change, some people may equate change with giving up. Don't be one of those people. I once knew a young woman who had always wanted to be a teacher. She went to college, did all her coursework, and it really excited her. She couldn't wait to get into the classroom. And finally, in her last year of training, it was time for her to do her student teaching. And you know what? She absolutely hated it. Once in the classroom, she realized teaching was not for her. So she graduated, but she did not seek a job in education. Some people would have said she was giving up on her dream, but she actually found a new dream. She became a corporate trainer, and she became very successful and very happy at what she did. Don't be afraid to regroup and change directions. Part of living your best life is being true to yourself. So even with this degree, if it's your second one, remember, keep an open mind. Some of you here already know that your life plan is not set in stone. After years in industries, you came to Forsyth Tech to change careers and change your life plan. At our institute, we've had several graduates of the biotechnology program join us after leaving careers in industries, such as auto parts and furniture. They came to us with very valuable combinations of real-life experience and updated knowledge and skills. What they learned at Forsyth Tech helped them to rewrite their life stories. To conclude, I'm not here today to give you the typical 10 tips for success. I've outlined 3 ideas that I think are important. It is advice I would give my own children if they would listen. I hope you remember these suggestions as you move to the next phase of your life. Find your passion in life. 2, imagine your best life and make a plan to make it happen. And 3, be flexible and open to change. Earlier in my talk, I mentioned that many graduation speakers focus on their potential to change the world. I am sure that for many of you, having such a goal can be daunting. It certainly was for me. But nonetheless, I am certain that all of you are able to change the world. Remember that your effort to live your best life is in itself world-changing in its own way. When people live their best lives, it makes them better spouses, better parents, better friends, better neighbors, better employees, and better citizens. That is some of what changes the world. Thank you for having me here today. And congratulations again, Forsyth Tech.
Thank you so much, Dr. Atala, for your remarks. Our graduating students, faculty, staff, Board of Trustees, and I appreciate you being with us tonight. And I want to thank you again for your support for Forsyth Technical Community College. In lieu of an honorarium for being with us this evening, the Foundation of Forsyth Tech will award a student scholarship in your honor next year. We have several special awards and recognitions to extend this year. Dr. Welch, our Vice President of Instructional Services, will recognize this year's Faculty and Staff Award winners. Dr. Welch.
As a learning-centered institution, Forsyth Technical Community College strives to honor the teaching and learning that occurs each day. Exemplified in its importance to this philosophy is the Excellence in Teaching Award. This year's recipients were chosen by a representative group of faculty and students who identified their passion and dedication to the classroom. The Excellence in Teaching Award for our full-time faculty member goes to Mr. Thomas Brown III. Will you please stand and be recognized? As the faculty member and program coordinator for Web Technologies, Mr. Brown is no stranger to excellence in the classroom. Mr. Brown has been teaching full-time since 2006. As an educator who sees his role as helping each student achieve their career goals, Thomas has influenced the lives of many students at Forsyth Tech. He is a dedicated and caring faculty member who is highly respected by his students, peers, and professionals within the community. As a program coordinator, instructor, mentor, professional, and friend, Thomas's impact extends far beyond the boundaries of the institution. Thomas, we thank you for the excellence you provide to our students. Our part-time Excellence in Teaching Award goes to Dr. Jude Okoye. Will you please stand and be recognized? Dr. Okoye has taught as a biology instructor for our Life Sciences Department in the Math, Sciences, and Technologies Division. He provides a positive and supportive learning environment where students are encouraged to ask questions and become engaged. He is passionate about his subject, yet compassionate and empathetic to the life circumstances of his students. Jude is a wonderful representative for Forsyth Tech, and we congratulate him on receiving this recognition. The Staff Person of the Year Award recognizes a non-teaching staff person for their excellent performance and commitment to the community college mission. The staff person selected for this year's award is Miss Mason Sawyer. Would you please stand and be recognized? Mason began her career at Forsyth Tech as a student, graduating in 2006. She worked as a staff assistant in instructional services while earning her bachelor's degree in social sciences from Gardner-Webb and then a master's degree in psychology from Capella University. As an academic advisor and new student orientation leader in the Student Services Division, Mason is committed to Forsyth Tech and to our students with whom she interacts each day. Mason's knowledge, personality, and excellent interpersonal skills have allowed her to gain great respect and rapport with faculty, staff, and students. Through her leadership, dedication, and commitment, Mason brings distinction and pride to the college. Mason, we thank you for the outstanding service you provide to our students. Would you please join me in one last round of applause for all of our very deserving recipients? At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Andrea Keppel, a member of the Board of Trustees, who will recognize 2 additional faculty award recipients. Mrs. Keppel.
Good evening. How are all of you today? Oh, I know. I've always spoken like this. It's kind of tough on a phone. We have such talented, smart, well-educated faculty that I wish each and every single one of you would get the Keppel Award. I don't have that much money, though. However, we do have two gentlemen. Do you know that we have 8 campuses in Forsyth Tech? We have 799 adjunct faculty. That's part-time. We have 250 full-time faculty, giving us 1,050 teachers, all more than willing to help you in any way they can so that you end up here where you have tonight. We have 2 such faculty folks tonight with the Keppel Award. The C. David Keppel Faculty Award was established in 1999 to honor my late husband, David Keppel, who served on the college's Board of Trustees. The award recognizes an outstanding faculty member in both in the classroom and throughout the college community. This year's recipients are Mr. George Spate. George, would you stand up? Stand over there. There you go. And Mr. John Kelly. Mr. John Kelly. There you go. Okay. They have unique perspective on how they wish to use the funds that come with the Keppel Award. Mr. Spade is the lead instructor for the Electric Lineman Program in the Economic and Workforce Development Division. He plays a key role in recruiting students into the Electric Lineman Program and collaborating with employers to place graduates of the program into their organization. The Electric Lineman Program currently has an 84% job offer rate and a 77% hire rate. Because the program is so successful, students from all across the country enroll. In addition, Mr. Spate also serves as a Cub Scout leader and a high school mentor. Within the community, he also works with the elderly at hospitals and assisted living facilities. His goal is to use the Keppel Award funds to provide or build current props for further understanding of the power grid. He's also planning to attend meetings at various power companies in order to obtain further knowledge of new and improved construction specifications. And when there's power outage at my house, I'm going to call him, okay? Now, Mr. Kelly is an instructor for digital effects and animation in the engineering division and has been with the college for 7 years. As an animation professional, he likes to inspire and help his students reach their goals of being animators, modelers, concept artists, storyboard tellers, and designers. His goal is to use the Keppel Award funds to attend the 2017 Toronto Animation Arts Festival International, which showcases and celebrates the best of animation arts from around the world. The conference will help Mr. Kelly gain further knowledge in preparing students for jobs in the animation, film, and media art industries. Thank you, George and John, for a job well done. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Dr. Jewel Cherry, Vice President of Student Services, and I will recognize this year's Student Award recipients. The Forsyth Tech recipient for the 2016 Academic Excellence Award is Ms. Monica Cooper. This award was established by the North Carolina Community College System to honor a full-time degree-seeking student who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement. Monica has received her Associate in Applied Science, Broadcasting and Production, and is now working on her Associates in Arts. Would Monica Cooper please stand to be recognized? Congratulations, well done. This next award was established by the North Carolina Community College System to honor the late Dr. Dallas Herring, whose philosophy of taking people where they are and carrying them as far as they can go is the guiding principle of the system. The Forsyth Tech recipient of the 2016 Dallas Herring Achievement Award is Ms. Elke Abdahoge. Ms. Abdahoge, will you please stand? Elke graduates this evening with an Associate in Applied Science Radiography with high honors. Well done and congratulations. As we prepare students for a career, Forsyth Tech offers internships and work-based learning courses to give our students real work on-the-job experiences. This award will recognize our 2016 Forsyth Tech Work-Based Learning Student of the Year. Mr. Christopher Peak, will you please stand? Congratulations. Mr. Peak graduates this evening with an Associate in Arts with honors. Congratulations. I will now recognize the recipient of the 2016 Ronald E. McNair Medal for Excellence in Leadership. Mr. Dylan Talley, would you please stand? This is the highest award given by our Student Government Council. Students who receive this award must serve on college committees, chair projects, serve as a volunteer on campus and in the community. They must also promote student activities, serve as an officer, and maintain a 3.0 grade point average and complete many hours of service for 2 semesters. Through his service as student body treasurer, completing more than 550 hours in service since the fall of 2014, and now as your president of the Student Government Association, Dylan has more than exceeded all required criteria. We say congratulations and thank you for your service. There are many other award recipients and scholarship recipients listed in your program that have been recognized at other campus functions. Their achievements are many, and all should be proud of their accomplishments. Please join me in congratulating all of our students for their outstanding achievements. Now, I would like to introduce this year's student body president, Mr. Dylan Talley. Dylan graduates this evening with an Associate's in Arts and an Associate in Science. Through his leadership, dedication, and commitment, Dylan brings honor and pride to the college. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dylan Talley.
Insert a cliche quote, tell an inspirational story, and close with saying something that's going to make everyone want to go out there and change the world. That's your typical graduation speech, but as we all know, we're not your typical graduates, and this is not your typical school. I just want to say real quick, we're graduating today. Can we put it up for that? Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Dylan Talley, and I've had the great honor of serving as the student government president throughout this year. So in the few moments that I have to speak, I want to share some stories of success here at Forsyth Tech. I want to congratulate all the graduates on their accomplishments, and I want to thank Forsyth Tech for what it's done for each of us. And if I call your name, could you please stand? Gary L. Lucas is a student that graduated from Tabor High School with a dream of creating something greater. She came here 2 years ago at Forsyth Tech to pursue her Associate's in Arts. In the fall, she will be transferring to UNCG to train as a CPA. Amy Lapino also attending UNCG in the fall to train as a CPA, came from another community college to Forsyth Tech because of the opportunity